Hello and welcome to yet another episode of What to Pick. In this video series I go over a few different starting hands and explain what I would pick and why. And in today's starting hand, our first decision is between Helion and Teractor. And let's go with Teractor for now. I think the corp is a bit better than Helion because of the increased starting capital. Okay, Mohole is top tier for Helion, of course. Supply drop is always a great prelude. All of these preludes are quite nice. Mohole generally is the weakest one, but with Helion is pretty good. And Research Network is pretty nice for engine, but we're playing on Elysium, which is a bit more focused on ground game than, for example, Hellas. If we go with Teractor, then we could say we go with, we still could go with these two preludes. Let's see what the starting hand has here. Okay, AI Central, of course, is top tier. We also have indentured workers. We have Psychrophiles, which is pretty nice on this map because there's Ecologist. And actually, Ecologist and Psychrophiles kind of I kind of lean towards Research Network then because this is another tag for Ecologist. And then we would have two tags already. You think about Wave Power to turn on AI Central, but you never know if these three oceans are already down when you want to play AI. But we only have one science tag because of Research Network. We don't have a second one on our starting hand. But let's not fool ourselves. We, of course, pick up AI Central and try to get that down. Pets is also really good, again, for Ecologist. And do I want to go with Teractor here, or do I want to go with Helion? We definitely don't need the starting capital from Teractor, because we don't have a lot to play in the first generation. I'd probably go with Helion just because you immediately have some economy set up with Helion, and you have Moho. And then I'd go with Research Network and Moho. We don't have any tile placements, or we don't have any plant prod, so it's not looking like we're going for a ground game really early on. And then supply drop isn't as great. Of course, the starting capital that you get is really good, but if you can make use of the three plants, then it's top tier. But if you can't, then I think you could argue we can go for these two. And then again, I would probably pick up these four cards. Definitely pets. You can think about livestock, but again, it's one of my least favorite animals. We already have pets if we need the animal tag, or we have some animals that we can place somewhere, for example, from imported nitrogen. We are not required to pick up the 1-point animal, and I really don't like livestock that much. And that's probably what I would go with. Again, the economic setup with Helion, with your starting 3 heat prod and Mohole is pretty nice. And then Research Network plus Psychrophiles and Pets is really cool for Ecologist. The other milestones, Generalist, you're not looking good at. You could think about Specialist. If you get something like Mohole Area or GHG Factories, then you get to 10 heat prod pretty easily. And then Legend and Tycoon, you can't really tell from this starting hand if you can compete on those. But yeah, that's probably what I would pick. You could think about picking Sabotage for Legend, for example. But you only have indentured workers other than that. And then first gen, you're probably just playing Psychrophiles and Pets, and that's it. And that's why we don't need that much starting capital. And then you will try to get some science tags to get AI rolling. Yeah, that's basically it for the first starting hand. Let's get to the next one. All right, and hand 2 is a decision between Vitor and Saturn systems. Vitor, in my opinion, is one of the strongest, if not the strongest corp in the game, so let's go with that for now. Okay, IO Research Outpost normally is a bit weak, but it could be nice for Saturn systems because it gives you an extra money prod. For Vitor, I'd maybe go with Orbital and Huge Asteroid. We are again on Elysium, so maybe Self-Sufficient Settlement is even better than Orbital because we can claim this prime spot here with the 3 plants on it. We could also clown and take the 3 cards, but I think this spot is not great for a city. Oh my god, okay, we have Kelp Farming. This is one of the best cards in the game. Really good for Vitor because it also has a point on it. We also have NRA. We have imported nitrogen, which is a really good ocean card, and that really cements my opinion that we should pick up self-sufficient settlement. And I think we should go with Vitor. So let's go with Vitor. I will explain everything here. In this case, I'd probably go with orbital and self-sufficient settlement. Or maybe we swap out orbital for huge asteroid, but we have to see. Let's go with these two for now. So self-sufficient settlement, as I said, will go here. So we have 3 planets and we are first. And then we can play imported hydrogen for 5 planets on one of these 2 ocean spots. We just need to get lucky. No one of these guys plays Great Aquifer as one of their preludes and picks up both these spots, but that's a really, very slim chance. So if no one does that, we can claim one of these spots with imported hydrogen, which gives us 5 plants plus the 3 from the city, which means we can immediately convert here, or here, or here, wherever we want next to our city, basically. And that's really, really good. Getting a city down plus an early conversion in the first generation is really strong. So these two, that's also why I want to pick up orbital, because that gives us a lot of starting capital that we can use on imported hydrogen. Then we of course want to pick up kelp farming. I think also import of advanced GHG, because if we're going for plants, we also want to get some heat going. NRA for sure. Asteroid is also quite nice. We can think about robotic. We can copy our city prelude. Gives us 2 money pot, and that's not too bad. And that's a science tech, but maybe that's too slow. We have to see. And I'd probably also pick up fuel generators because it's a really cheap power card. And it's always nice to have at least 1 power on hand if you draw a power hungry card that you really want to play, something like AI Central or ElectroCat, then it's nice to have a cheap power production card on hand. I'd not pick up Gene Repair. This looks like a fast game, and Gene Repair is really an engine card. I would not pick up Open City because we don't have any steel prod. In that way, I'd probably also not pick up Robotic Workforce. Copying the city prelude isn't that strong, and it's a lot of starting capital that you invest in that. And then Zeppelins is nothing you want to pick up on your starting hand anyways. What you want to see here in the next few drafts definitely are ocean cards and plant tax, because you need ocean cards to get kelp farming down, and you need plant tax to make NRA really, really good. And I think there's no reason to pick up Saturn systems here. I think Vitor is just stronger, and except if you're going for a really, really good Jovian strategy and have card draw on hand already, then I think Vitor is always better than Saturn systems. So yeah, that's probably what I would pick up. And let's get to the last hand. All right, and the last hand is a decision between Ecoline and Credicor. Really different corps, both really strong if you can get them going. And I think I'll pick up Credicor for now, but Ecoline could also be a really good pickup. Aquifer Turbines is a pretty good prelude if you need the power. Metal Rich Asteroid is also really good, gives you a lot of starting capital. And Huge Asteroid is also pretty strong. Let's go with these two for now. Biosphere can be nice for Ecoline, but hitting your starting capital as Ecoline can really hurt you because you're really poor and your ability doesn't help you economically. Okay, nothing too great on the first pack here. USAT coordination can be nice for like insects, AI Central, AGT, NRA. There are really a few combos that this can be really good for. Okay, doesn't really look like we're going with Ecoline this game, because this looks like a Jovian strategy. And Credicor is pretty good at that, because most of the Jovian cards cost more than 20. You see it here. They all cost more than 20. And Credicor makes playing those really, really good. So we're going with Credicor here for sure. And we definitely want to pick up Metal Rich Asteroid here, because we want to play IO mining first gen, and this really helps us with that. And the other prelude, I think I'd still go with Aquifer Turbines and maybe either pick up the Titanium to make playing IO mining even easier, or pick up the cards and fish for more Jovian tags or titanium targets. And the same vein, I'd probably pick up Martian Survey, even though it's not that great, but drawing cards in this situation is pretty nice. And research coordination can be good in the Jovian strategy because TG actually activates on this wild tag. And if we get TG together with these 3 cards and research coordination, then that's just really, really good. We can't play Methane from Titan immediately because it has a requirement, but in the first gen, we want to play IO Mining Industries because it sets us up economically for the strategy. And we definitely want to pick up Large Convoy as well. It's just one of the best cards in the game. If we find a 1-point animal, we can use the animals on it. And if we want to compete for Gardener, maybe, you can really easily do that with Credicor because your standard projects are cheaper. We can use this to pick up the plants and fish for some more cards in the early game. That's pretty much all I would want to pick up here. So let's calculate this. We get 4 titanium from Metal Rich Asteroid, so that's 12. 12 plus 57 is 69. Nice. 69 minus 18 is 51, and that's easily enough to play IO Mining Industries. We lose 3 cash from Aquifer Turbine, but then it's still enough. And what we really lack here is card draw. We really want to get some card draw going. That's essential in a Jovian strategy because the more cards you see, the higher chances that you see another Jovian tag or even another Jovian mold. But we already have 2 on hand and we are bound to see some in the draft. Yeah, I think this is a really good starting hand for Jovian strategy. The only thing we lack is consistent card draw. But I think there's no reason to play Ecoline here. It's not that strong. The only good cards for Ecoline here are exactly these 2. Methane from Titan, you can play pretty fast with Ecoline because you can place greeneries early on. And then you get more plant prod and even better heat prod, which you really need as Ecoline to end the game fast. And Large Convoy pretty much gives you a free conversion as Ecoline. So that's really good. And as preludes, I probably pick up Metal Rich Asteroid. Let's think about the Ecoline line. You go with Ecoline, you pick up Metal Rich Asteroid and Aquifer Turbines. So you have 33. Pick up these 2. You go down to 27, but then you have Metal Rich Asteroid, which gives you 12. So you go up to 39. That means you can immediately play Large Convoy and you have 3 plants, you get 4 from the 2 oceans, so you have 7, and then you get another 5 from Large Convoy. So you place the 2 oceans here, convert here, and then you have another 7, and you can convert here. That's pretty good. 2 greeneries first gen, if everything goes right, but there's also a chance that it doesn't go right because we're last here, and these guys can just destroy our plants. But that's the line I would go with as Ecoline. But the problem is you run out of cards really fast and it's really risky because we're last in first gen. And yeah, just to reiterate, I think Credicor is stronger and we pick up these cards. So yeah, I think that's it for this episode of What to Pick. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments what you would have picked in these situations. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and also follow me on Twitch. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.